Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Hyrule Chronicles. This is episode 110 of our Legend of Zelda Dungeons & Dragons game. I am ArticulateT, the Game Master, and with me, as always, playing Renji Vox is Nether.
Hello, 'tis me.
Playing Hikan Sio is Avrdal.
Hello.
Playing Zaiden Shari is Robopirate.
Hi.
And playing Max is Keysdrift.
Fight! Fight! Fight!
Fight for your right to party.
I was going to say to grieve your dad, but that works too.
I was gonna say.
This is Nether talking.
Yeah. I'm fighting for my right to kill the Arbiter dead, but you know, whatever.
Okay, so what happened last time, folks?
Last time, the Storm's Eye confronted Zelish Meyer, leader of the Sheikah, as he had sequestered himself in the Shadow Temple. Unwilling to listen to reason, Zalish wrapped himself in flame to confront our heroes, and warding sigils throw up walls of fire to ward away us heroic warriors. We in turn, dispel these walls to go toe-to-toe with Zelish, though some magic is countered by him through some unseen means. We throw everything we've got at Zelish, who seems unfazed by many of our magical abilities, while waves of psychic force and animated chains make life difficult for us. As we whittle down Zelish resolve, Hikan decides that enough is enough, and pulls him out of his lair with Max and Renji, quick, on his heels. It seems that that Zelish doesn't give himself up willingly, as he breaks his staff, detonating an explosion of magical energy, killing Zelish in the process and leaving Hikan, Renji, and Max severely injured. As they check up on Zelish's now dead body, heavy footfalls bring them out of the relative calm of the post-fight situation. The Arbiter, a heavily armored Lizalfos, steps into the chamber, demanding that he take something from Zelish, his body, or something else, it is unclear. Bruised and depleted, the Storm's Eye, we, nevertheless, defy this demand. Summoning many spirits, the Arbiter stops Hikan from sneaking away, and in the face of this defiance, he holds up a hand and kills Nihilus Vox, father of Renji, where he stands. Renji, raged, charges the Arbiter, but another wall of fire erupts from the ground, stopping him in his tracks, and from just behind him, the unmistakable death rattle of a zombie can be heard. Dead on his feet, Nihilus Vox has joined the ranks of the undead.
Excellent, thank you very much. So it is that we commence this confrontation. Before we roll initiative, I would like to just clarify everything that is currently happening at this point in time. As just prior to the end of the session, Max had unleashed one of his most powerful spells to rain down arcane lightning upon the Arbiter and the Spectres. Now, prior to the session, I rolled some deck saves just to save some time, and all but one of the Spectres had failed their deck saves and were ultimately consumed by the arcane force of primal draconic lightning.
You're welcome.
Very well done.
Now, there are a couple of mechanics that will be applied in this. Of course, as the Arbiter has mentioned beforehand, there are a couple of arcane traps that are still lying about. But they're based off of positional stuff and movement, so you don't really notice them until you step on them, or until you spend like an action on your turn to do like a I detect magic and look around sort of thing in order to find them. For those keeping score, the amount of time that has passed between Nihilus being killed and now has effectively been 2 turns worth. Zayden, as someone who has Revivify, you could tell that if you were to slay Nihilus and then cast Revivify on him within the next 8 rounds, you will be able to potentially save his soul and stop him from being trapped in the Plane of Lament. But it is a it is a bit of an ask because you have to slay the zombie first.
I mean, 8 turns is a lot of turns.
8 turns is a lot of turns, yeah. But essentially, what you're looking for is the undead fortitude mechanic to see whether or not that gets in the way.
I am familiar.
That's the mechanic. From my recollection, if you deal radiant damage, it's
Radiant
disabled
damage.
till the next turn.
Correct.
And
guess who has a
critical
weapon?
hit on a success? The drum will be dropped to 1 hit point. So, yeah. So
It's
either have
radiant
to
or
lose.
I think if the damage that air quotes kills them is radiant, it means they don't get the.
Yeah. So
Okay, so it has to be the finishing hit has to be radiant.
Yeah.
yes.
Or a critical hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a critical hit. Or alternatively, you hit him with enough damage that he can't possibly pass his con save of DC 5 plus half damage taken.
Which is pretty possible.
Yeah, given the DPS, or it's not even half damage, the full damage taken. Given the DPS of this party alone, chances are that's a possibility. But I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of that from the top of it. So in the meantime, let us roll it for initiative.
Now, has Zayden been able to deliver that information?
Not just yet.
Okay.
Fuck, you have Nihilus soul as a thing.
It's a round counter. There's a mechanic on
Yeah.
it, which has somehow managed to outpace Nihilus's actual initiative as a zombie, which is -1.
I think that makes sense. Nihilus is a lot faster than a zombie.
Yeah. He's fighting.
But yeah,
That's why the zombie's so slow. He's fighting to stay.
It will be at the bottom of the initiative tracker. It's just so that I know how many rounds it's been. Let's see. That music's coming in a bit hot, so I'll turn it down a bit.
Yeah. That's better, thank you.
And cut. I do love being a game master and having all of the initiatives that I will ever roll in my entire lifetime be real bad.
Hey, that spirit got an 18. That's decent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's hope that spirit has a turn for our GM's sake.
It won't, but it's okay.
I was
Most
hoping
likely
to get
not.
all of them, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I still have the other guy, who is currently obscured by a wall of flame, so that's a thing. But
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh shoot, yeah. Do I have to get over on the other side in order to fucking hit him with a ranged thing? Probably.
You could hit him, like, there's line of sight through the bars, I believe. Was that correct or not?
there might be. So like where you're currently standing at the moment, because you can't actually see him, he's untargetable. But if you were to maneuver yourself to a position that could work in that fashion, then that
could I see this pool of blood?
Yes, you could.
Okay, then yeah.
Okay. How wacky do I want to get with this? We have. Okay, so if I am, because I know everyone can see it in the square, can I see the Arbiter?
You believe that you would be able to.
And I'm guessing if I'm throwing something, that would be cover from there.
Technically, because you are having to throw it through 2 sets of bars, yeah, it would count as some form of cover.
Okay. I'm gonna hold off on that then. Because that's my last big hurrah. And then... Shoot, we don't know what's going on with Nihilus technically, except that he's a zombie. Okay. Screw it. Okay. I can make it up to this guy. I'm gonna punch him 3 times.
Okay. I have doubts that you'll need more than one.
27 for 7.
So for clarification, your fists currently do count as magical, correct?
They have been magical for some time, yes.
Yeah. I just wanted to clarify because that's, yeah. With what health he had left over, yes, 7 damage is enough.
Okay. Okay, yeah, there's no way that I can comfortably reach back to the Arbiter. So I will go, I'm gonna go, let's see, I was there. I've got so much movement, but I only have, I think I'm gonna go next to that table. Okay. Right here. And then that'll be turn for the moment.
Alright. Max.
I'm aware that there are traps around, so it's gonna jump and flap the wings.
Okay.
Fly here and grab onto one of the bars.
Okay.
So I don't touch the ground.
Alright. As you get within that various vicinity, I'm going to say as you get to this point here,
Okay.
There's another brief flash and explosion as another wall of flame erupts into existence.
I will stop here then.
Yep.
And do the grab the bar so I'm not touching the ground.
Okay.
Bonus action, I'm gonna use some sorcery points to regain a 1st level spell slot.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use that spell slot to magic missile the Arbiter.
Nice.
Okay.
15.
You send this magical force through the bars. It weaves around through the bars, slamming into his plate mail. He staggers to adjust his stance to stop himself from falling over, and he kind
Then
of
Max is gonna point at him and then draw a line across his throat with his thumb.
Okay. Awesome. All right, Renji.
With Renji seeing his father rise from the ground, all of that, what's the word? Stoicism and lack of emotion of the last few days, the frustration that has been building within him, just falls away. And standing there for what is probably the first time in months, instead of a confident, cocky, Sheikah, noble shit, is a young, barely adult Renji, eyes wide, looking over at Nihilus, saying, "Dad? I am going to end my turn."
Okay. The specters are all gone, so they don't have their turn at the moment. Zayden.
Okay, Zayden will then yell out, "If we can take him down, I might be able to save him." And then... Let's see, I can't hold a person. He's not a person currently. I will use my ears. Let me just read the spell a second. Do these bars go all the way up to the ceiling?
Yes.
Okay. I am going to, in that case, cast a Wall of Stone to fully block this entryway for the Arbiter.
Okay. So you cast this wall of stone. Do you cast it on the line where the wall of fire currently is, or a bit further in from that?
I mean, if I cast it so that there is a wall of fire, if he really wants to walk into it. So the wall of fire is on his side.
All right. Let me
Which
just.
does mean he still gets damaged if he walks over to there.
Yeah. That's.
I think I can draw that.
Like
Yeah, basically.
Okay. All right. There's a rumble, an eruption, as stone rises up and slams into the ceiling. The light from the flames before you, Renji, is immediately extinguished from your perspective as you can see this wall. Max, who are there, you've managed to maneuver yourself just out of the way, just in time as this wall slams into the ceiling. So that's your action. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
I'll use my bonus action to cast Shillelagh,
Okay.
so that my stick is ready in case I need to go into whacking range.
All right. At the end of your turn, the Arbiter is going to use a legendary action. He will raise up a hand, and around him... hold on. I was on the wrong cursor. And on the wrong layer. How many does he summon? 1. He gets the 1 Spectre. So in front of him,
Good job.
summons a single Spectre. And then on his turn, he'll kind of examine the wall, examine you, Max, and then he will turn and walk back through the illusory wall behind him, out of sight, leaving the Spectre by itself. I need to actually...
Yeah, I figured it would delay a turn or two.
Yeah.
So it comes round.
Okay, so that's that. That's it for the Arbiter's go. Nihilus's turn.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to he's going to clumsily and terribly try and flail his limbs at the closest target, which is Renji.
Of course.
Stumbles forward.
No.
The 20 doesn't hit.
Correct.
Yeah. So he you manage to scoot back, and he grasps at empty air.
As Renji dodges, no, fight it! And, not really understanding that this is not so much an effect as, the soul is missing.
Yeah. Okay. It has been 1 round. Hikan.
Hikan is muted.
Oh.
Hikan is muted because Hikan was multitasking. But yeah, so as mentioned, I heard what Zayden said, so I'm gonna make my friend angry and I'm gonna punch his dad in the back of the head.
Okay.
27 for 11.
That hits. That is 19 more than you needed in order to hit him.
Natural 20 for 13.
Okay. Well, that's a critical hit, and is more than enough damage to kill him. So, Hikan, you just very practiced strikes towards Nihilus, or the zombie that was once Nihilus, and it crumples to the ground, lifeless again.
Hikan, you are currently being the best friend, even though Renji doesn't understand it at the moment. But you've made sure that Renji doesn't have to spry his dad.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Zayden, all yours, and I'll get back in. I'll just do with Zayden, so that way someone's on this wall in case things happen, and that'll be turn.
Okay. Max.
I will tell them. Arbiter's gone through the wall. Now point in the direction. And I will shoot the spirit that's there with another magic missile. A 9 force damage.
Okay. That takes that damage.
And I will use my bonus action to spend. Let's go with 5 sorcery points to get a 3rd level spell slot back.
Okay.
Then I will kick off the bars and land back here.
Okay. Renji.
I think I'm going to step back from Nihilus's body first. Then, let's see, 15 and 10. Yeah. That's it.
All right. Spectres go.
You're a ghost. You can go through a wall.
I can.
Does it have the presence of mind to not go through a firewall?
Does.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Oh, they have 50 flying speed. Interesting.
Hello?
Oh,
We'll
Fine.
swoop right up to Max and reach out a hand to try and grasp at you and probably miss.
I don't know. I've got the lowest AC here.
But I don't think you have 13.
I have 16.
Yeah, so you're fine. So just like almost like a kind of like a jump scare, it just swings out from the side of the bars straight at you, swipes at the air, and you back away. As
Flap
the
the wing
spectre-
to like disperse the smoke.
Yeah. And that'll be its turn. Sidon.
Zidon will do as he said and is gonna rush over to Nihilus's body, pull out one of his diamonds, shatters in his hand, turning into sparkling dust as he reaches out to try and grab and tug back his soul.
Okay.
Rather fine.
Never fun. Okay. So, you crush the diamonds in your hands, and you blink briefly through the ethereal plane, through all the metaphysical layers that surround you, and you see the mote of light that would be Nihilus's soul being grasped onto by tendrils of darkness and despair, and triumphantly you reach up, snatch it, and yank it back down, like throwing it back into the body of Nihilus Vox. After a pause that is mere seconds but feels like hours, there's a as you have successfully saved Nihilus Vox and put him at 1 hit point.
What I want to do next is to move in this east direction until the wall of fire triggers and then step back,
Okay.
assuming that there isn't.
So you get to that square before there is indeed another explosion of fiery energy and another wall manifests before you.
Perfect. And then I'm gonna stay here beside him.
I'm going to take the status symbol off of Nihilus here. He is no longer Zomble. Okay. At the end of your turn, mind. So that's done. I suppose you do have a bonus action if you want to use a bonus action, unless it's just to cast Shillelagh again.
I don't think you have to. Do you? Duration 1 minute.
Do you-
Yeah, you're done.
Do you have healing potions?
Probably do. Mara's gonna give us a bunch.
Yeah.
I do, but
You could use it to give one to Nihilus.
Yep.
If
I
you
did
got
actually write down that I had healing potions.
You probably have at least one because of the amount that Mara's been giving out.
Yeah.
I'll hand Nihilus Mara's healing potion then.
Okay. Awesome. Then I'll just go. Awesome. I just realized as I look over, because I've been doing the measuring thing, I look over to my other screen, which has player permission site, that you guys can actually see the line that goes
we
around.
can see the lines. Yeah.
You
I
can
don't-
edit
I-
that to hide from players.
I'm zoomed in enough I can't see it.
Alright, that's
and
fine.
most of it was behind the turn order for me.
Oh, you've
Yeah.
gone to the left side then. Dun dun dun.
Yes,
Okay.
That's fine with me.
but we do not know this.
Well, that's why I don't
I mean,
stand on that
I mean,
side.
what?
It's just be a guard.
Yeah. So, with that done, Nihilus will kind of just like, still in a bit of a daze after being dead for a good few seconds, was just like wondering like why the back of his head hurts like hell, where the chest pains come from, just kind of like groggily looks at the healing potion and is like, okay, pops off the cap and drinks it down. Please roll 2d4 plus 2, isn't it, for a basic healing potion? I guess 7 hit points back. Yay.
It's more than one.
It's average for a healing potion.
Yeah. And we can now take take Nihilus's turn off of the initiative counter.
You've taken
Because-
Nihilus' soul off.
Yeah. You can.
Okay. There's still a bad guy. Okay. How far away is he? Okay. 20 feet. So I can move. Because I don't want to get too close to things.
You've got your range on your punchies, remember?
That's been a minute. I don't have
Okay.
yeah,
As
that
you
only lasts a
stand
minute.
there,
Uh-huh.
I need Max, Hikan, and the Spectre to do a dex save. As
Oh,
you
no.
place your foot on the tile, you look down, there's a bright light underneath your feet, and an explosion of flame that erupts in all directions.
I use one of the
23.
words that I use one of the words that
no.
Max says in Draconic. That's 15.
Okay, so you're still taking half of this because it's a dex save.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So both of you take half of 20. So you take 10 fire damage as the explosive ward beneath your feet erupts.
Fucking Zelish.
He's a wizard with prep time. Of course, it's
I
going to be amazing.
know. I would be upset with any other wizard. If Show were to become evil, I would have gone with fucking Show.
Uh,
After hearing the word Hikan says, Max is like, nice.
nice. So they are resistant to fire. So so this specter is singed because Zelish didn't have elemental affinity. So he's hurt quite badly after taking that damage.
Let's see if I can make it even more.
Yeah.
If you don't punch this ghost, I will.
22 for 13. Natural 20 for 19.
With a quick successive, the thing explodes with a howl and a shriek into nothingness.
Okay, so then I'll move 20 feet back, so that's a total of 40 feet. Pick up Zelish's body again, and then just be like, okay, let's go.
I wonder if we can fit that body in Max's haversack?
I don't know.
We've got enough
I have
bag
a
holding.
2 feet opening in my bag of holding. I do not
was
want a
very
dead body
skinny.
there. But still.
I'm not putting him in the same pocket as the books.
I'm
Yes,
just
sir.
saying, I hate to be this guy right now. The way that he was described, he probably is pliable enough to fit in a bag right now.
That is true. He is mostly paste.
Yeah. So we'll put him in a bag, one of them.
He has more than doubled his bone count in the most painful way.
Don't say that!
Sorry.
No!
Can I hold a bonus action for object? Or no, I will. Can I hold an object interaction to whoever gives me a bag?
Sure, I will allow that.
Okay. And then that'll be turn.
Okay. So, Max, you have been freshly exploded. What is your plan?
Well, someone needs a bag.
Okay. Zelish is stuffed into the bag.
Okay.
Do we need to stuff Nihilus in the bag?
He's awake.
No, he won't be
he's
able to
alive.
breathe.
He's barely alive.
We,
And if we're not out here but in 10 minutes, then we're all fucked.
We'll be
we'd
fine.
rather save the diamonds for later.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Wait, was that about 10 minutes?
10 minutes of air in the bag of holding.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
And I will go back here and... Can I try and hear if Arbiter is heading north or coming through this door?
Give me a perception check, though it is disadvantaged because you're trying to
That's
hear
fine.
of the roar of flames.
I'm just gonna try. 12.
Unfortunately, you
The
cannot
rules
tell.
don't say that they're making noise.
Okay, how about this? You have to hear it over the tinnitus that you just had from the explosion you
Yeah,
were near point blank to.
that's also there.
What the different warning does it? Sorry.
Also,
I've been listening to High Rollers, and there's a whole debate about what Create Bonfire does and does not do. Rules has written a bonfire, as cast by Create Bonfire,
Doesn't make any
Does
noise because it
not-
doesn't say explicitly in the spell statement that it
does
makes
not
any noise
give
at
off any
all.
light. It burns things, but it does not give off any light.
Oh dear. Okay. So you are. That's where you are. You have the body of Zelish in your backpack.
Yep.
Yeah. Grand. Renji, it is your go.
I will
Yeah.
hold open my bag of holding.
Zelish is already in the haversack, so you're good.
Oh, okay.
yeah, we're done with that.
We're done with that.
If you have any healing potions on you, you can drink one. Your health is about half.
I think I should.
Yeah.
I take out my potion of superior healing for
Hey.
28
Nice.
points.
Okay. Grand. So that's a bonus action.
That's okay. For action, I think I'll be moving over here.
Okay. Awesome. Then it is the Spectres goes. So rushing through here, they're going to dash action. 3 more Spectres arrive. Like, they sail through the wall, through the bars, and immediately try to set upon Max.
That's fine. I'll
But
keep
they
it.
had to use their dash to get there,
Okay.
so they don't attack you.
Phew.
Zayden.
What would be the best way? I think Zayden will, seeing that these spectres all coming from this direction, assuming he's wandered off there,
Mhm.
will drop the wall of stone
Okay.
and then attempt to dispel the wall of fire so we can escape that direction. Using it
Oh.
at 3rd level.
3rd level, Wall of Fire, I believe, is a 4th level spell. So if you would like to roll for me your wisdom, just a wisdom check.
That's ability check using your spellcasting ability.
Yeah, it's just roll wisdom.
Okay.
Yeah.
17.
That is enough. It is as a 4th level spell, it was DC 14. You grasp hold of the weave and dispel it, freeing you in that direction.
I don't know if this is a thing I can do, but Zayden would like to use his move action in line with Nihilus to go that direction, assuming Nihilus is willing to escape that way.
Well, he's currently prone on the floor, so he would need to like be picked up and then, yeah. Though you can move if you want to, but you would need to. I would say you would need to spend at least a good chunk of your movement, like half of your movement, to get him up on his feet, and then the rest of it to kind of guide him down, if that's the intention.
That's fine.
Yeah. So
That'd be just like 15 feet.
okay, so you guys get there. Okay. Then, at the end of your turn, need to do more. Okay.
So the question is, would we be able to swap positions? So I'd be here and he'd be there?
Sure, I'll allow that. I'll need you to move though so I can guard him. There.
For the obvious reason of Sidon can tank more banshees than he can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is that.
Okay. Then on the Arbiter's go, I need to read a spell description. Just so that I'm being fair about it. Okay. Interesting. For the action on his turn, obscured by a wall of illusion and a wall of fire, he does something, which I can't really describe because none of you can see him. But emanating rapidly from a point in the room, specifically this square, in 20 feet in every direction. So you two are just out of it. It's Max and Hikan. I would like Constitution saving throws against Circle of Death.
Oh, bah.
Great time to roll a 4.
What a waste of a pearl.
27.
Okay.
I mean, did
so,
you say everyone for that, or?
No,
just
it's just
Max
me
and
and
Hikan. You guys,
Okay.
you and Nihilus are out of range.
So the spectres have to roll?
The spectres are immune to necrotic damage.
Okay.
Well,
38 minus 36.
it was to
so-
be expected, but it still is disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah. But much in the same way that he is incapable of seeing through walls, he will continue down his path there. Yeah, so this explosion of necrotic energy ripples out into the room, enrapturing the 2 living people within its range and harming them greatly. Nihilus's turn. He's going to... yeah, he's not... I don't think he's Compass Mentis enough at this point in time in order to really make any kind of true contribution. he will. He will. Okay. As he's kind of looking around to see what bearings he can get in this moment, but he will basically allow himself to be carried by Zayden. Hikan.
Okay. I think Renji. I don't know if Renji would know that the circle is there, that the wall of fire is down over there, but I'm gonna help my buddy Max at the moment.
Yeah, Renji
So I
is
think-
not paying attention on for that side.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna punch the one in front of or between Max and I. 27 for 14.
That hits.
18 for 11.
That is enough to disapparate this ghost.
And then the wall immediately to the left for my last strike.
Okay.
27 for 9.
That hits. You strike against the ghost, and like part of it just kind of like you punch a hole in this ghost as it tries its best to remain in one coherent shape.
I would like to roll a wisdom check to see if shouting or like if I could put together enough of a signal to get Renji's attention without telling the Arbiter, hey, this way over here is open now.
Maybe
if that would be okay.
Yeah, I'd say go for that.
Okay. I guess 16's pretty okay.
Yeah, you should, like, you were able to come up with a phrase that gets Renji's attention. Like, it's not in the sense of, like, you are, like, at a right angle in where to look. If you say something like, Renji, come on! Or something like that, he'll be able
Would
to...
the Arbiter speak Sheikah?
Doesn't matter. Everyone can understand me.
Oh, right.
But yeah, I'll sit there and I'll actually say, Renji, help. Because I know that will get his attention.
Yeah. Yeah. Renji, at the call of this, you can turn around and see that the wall of fire that was once, and the wall of stone that was once blocking that accessway is now out, and Zayden is helping
Most
Nihilus.
specifically, I would see these specters.
Oh yeah, you'd see them too.
Like, combined with the help, is like, oh shit, enemies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sweet. Is that your turn?
I believe so. Oh, sorry, that's not my turn. It's...
That is my turn because I'm not going to take attacks of opportunity. Also, point of order, how long does regenerate last?
1 hour.
So Max has what, another hit point?
Another hit point every turn.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay.
There we go.
Excellent. Sweet. Max, it was your go.
Okay, well, there's a guy here. I have to step this way, just to...
You can step over here safely, correct?
Yeah, so
20,
the
20.
damage effect on those walls is pointing outwards, so you can basically
Okay.
stand right next to it and not be hurt from this side.
28 for 18 lightning on this one.
On that one there, yep. That hits.
I don't have enough sorcery points to do another one, so...
Okay. You reach out, like, grasp roughly onto the long, flowing, raggedy hair of this ghost and just allow the lightning to pass through you into it. It's slowly kind of breaking
I need
apart.
to change the name of the spell to Shocking Punch.
yeah.
I'm gonna do that now.
Okay. Renji.
Oh, no, I'm wondering. Well, I can get there, so I will do so. With my dodge, with my bonus action dash, I will go and strike this one. 30.
That hits.
That is, let's see,
I'm pretty sure it's
21.
undead.
Plus 20 is 41.
That is over 10 times the amount you needed.
Nice. Let's do that again. Let's do the time warp again. That's a 15.
That hits.
Where's your advantage?
Yeah, you should have advantage.
You should have advantage
Oh,
as well.
I
yeah.
should have advantage. Okay, I will roll with super advantage, but I will disregard the first roll.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
17 or 27. So, that would just be 22 points of damage.
That still is enough to slay this ghost.
Hey.
Excellent. It's like, as I run, like, I got you! And I just slash through the first one and backslash the second.
Nice. They like clean cuts into these spectral images, and they just fade away in differing directions as you cut through them with your blade. Okay. And then that is, unless there's anything else you'd like to do on your turn.
Let's see. That's all of my movement.
Okay. That's the case. It is the specters go. As several more emerge from the wall in that general direction that you believe the Arbiter to be moving. Go here. But just about has enough to get there.
Well, shit.
And this one will go here. Okay, so, as they scream and cackle through the air, like rushing forward with grasping hands, we're gonna have one go for the guy with the lightsaber.
Hey now.
20 doesn't hit though.
It does not.
Then we'll have another one go for Hikan.
Mhm.
9 doesn't hit.
No.
And then one go for Zayden with a 6, which does not hit. Okay, and then that would be their turns. Zayden.
Was Mara outside above us? Because it sounded like she was having some other trouble.
Yes, so she was. The last instructions you gave was Hikan giving her a note to then get it to the Shadow Temple. And that's about it. You would assume potentially that after giving the note, Mara would probably make her way back. But yeah.
We did contact her briefly, and she said that she's a little bit busy up top. So
My options and try and work out what's the most helpful here.
Sunbeam.
I don't have. Oh no, all of my spell slots are fairly used up.
Yeah, that
I also
tracks.
prepared to fight a wizard, not undead.
There is that too.
Yes, I will maintain my defensive position protecting Nihilus, but I will cast upon myself protection from evil and good.
Nice. Very cool.
And then, maybe take a step down here with him behind me.
Okay.
Take advantage of what I can.
Nice. Very good. Yeah, so the specters have disadvantage to attack you now as you wreath yourself in magical energy specifically designed to ward against this sort of entity. At the end of your turn. Okay.
Mr. Lizard Man, please stop.
Okay. And then on the Arbiter's go, he's going to continue his march northwards.
This token briefly appeared on screen when you did that. That was kind of cool.
Okay. Nihilus' go. Nihilus is going to try and make himself useful. I need to actually get his character sheet up. for some reason in my head when I was doing this, I was like, clearly the plan is to finish the fight within 8 rounds and then revive him afterwards. So I wouldn't need
this
it.
is not how we play.
Yeah.
What if we did it now, though?
He's gonna fumble for his object on his thigh. He pulls it out. It unfolds into a light crossbow, and then kind of rather shakily trying to hold it with both hands, he leans back a bit in order to try and shoot at the spectre that's hounding Zayden. With
Damn.
23.
Yay!
So it does. It doesn't do much damage, and it being a ghost, it is immune to poison, but it's still a hit.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like the bolt punctures this thing, and like the bolt sails off past all of you and through into the fire, where it evaporates from the magical flames. And that would
Turns
be
out
nice.
adults aren't fully useless.
Hikan.
Sorry, Zayden.
Imagine.
Okay. So, seeing that a lot of the stuff's going on, I know Renji can hit like a truck. I'm going to take an attack of opportunity as I slide over 5 feet.
Okay. Where's my spectre character sheet? There it is.
Nope.
18 doesn't hit.
I'm going to punch the one next to Zayden.
Okay.
20 for 9.
That hits.
30 for 13.
That finishes it.
Okay. For my last attack then, just that way I'm not wasting anything, I'm going to punch the one to the south. 24 for 12.
That hits it with a grievous wound.
Okay. And
Did I
then
hear
I'm
correctly
going...
that an 18 didn't hit?
Right.
Their
Didn't hit
18
Hikan.
didn't hit Hikan.
Oh, yes, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay.
And then I'm going to go around, so that way I don't take another attack of opportunity, still in its range, right there. So that way Zayden can keep going, if need be.
Okay. Alright. Max.
Hello. Crit for
26.
a lot.
Crit for 26.
Just like claw straight through where its throat should be.
It's a shocking punch.
Yeah, changed it.
Yeah. Your lightning surging claw separates head from neck before it disapparates in a shower of sparks.
And as a bonus action, because I haven't spent any second level spell slots yet, I'm gonna activate Dragon's Breath. Lightning.
Ooh.
Okay.
And just have the whole bones glowing in the skull, crackling lightning face going.
Nice. Very cool. Renji.
Yeah, good question. Let me slash as I move kind of past him, slash at this one.
Okay.
That's a 30.
That hits.
For 32 points of damage.
And is down from full health.
Okay. And then I want to. I look over at the others and it's like, what's the plan? We stand and fight, or?
Hikan says yes, but lies, pointing down to the south to get the fuck out of here.
All right. And I will.
Just says yes, shakes head.
Yeah, pretty much.
Then I will stand here.
Okay.
And that will be my turn.
Still have a bonus action, right?
I do.
You want to give Dad more healing?
Is the bag of holding refrigerated?
I don't think you have a bag of colding, no.
That's true. I will, if you'll allow me, I could hand Nihilus a lukewarm bottle of Lon Lon milk.
Now, the warmth is one thing. How long ago did you get that bottle of Lon Lon milk?
Been a while.
What? No, not
On
the
the
milk
next
lasts
trip to
eternal.
Kakariko.
Yeah, it lasts forever. What are you talking about?
It does canonically last 7 years without spoiling.
It
Yeah.
does, that is true. You have got me on that technicality,
You can
yeah.
find that shit in the chest and it's still good.
It's my
Okay.
very fresh cheese.
Given his current state, I don't think he would pay too much mind right now.
He will take whatever you give him.
Yeah. So, what's the numbers on Lon Lon milk? Remind me.
2d6 plus 2.
1d6 plus 2, you say?
2d6.
2d6. Ah, yes, it is slightly better than your standard healing potion.
Correct.
5.
That
Oh,
doesn't mean you're
poo.
gonna roll good with it though.
Hmm.
Still better than nothing.
The unfortunate
I
nature of
suppose.
dice. Okay. So that is the bonus action done. There's the Spectres goes. Let's see. So they need to do.
My chat is making horrifying comments about milk.
That's fine.
Including the line, just gotta make sure you chew.
Ugh. That's. So that one will go there. 2 more Spectres emerge through the wall. They have to dash though, so they can't make attacks.
I'm starting to feel like
That's
James
fine.
Bond.
And that will
Getting
be.
attacked by Spectre.
You having a strong?
There go. Zine.
Does Nihilus look like he needs any more healing?
He may give me a free medicine. I'll let you do a free medicine for me without taking up your bonus or action.
16.
You look like he looks like he could probably walk under his own power, but like he looks like he's very still lacking of energy, still fairly wounded. If you had to put a number on the amount of hit points he currently has, it's 15.
Well, let's give him 9 more.
Uh,
Oh, dice. Why do you betray me?
Nice.
okay.
The dice will always betray you.
And then I guess we will go 35 feet in this direction. There's probably a wall that I can't go through, so...
Oh yeah, that's right. Give me a second to remove that wall. Now that you've clearly seen that he's gone, that the Arbiter went through a wall of such a nature. There we go.
Okay, so we go up to, like, the edge of the water.
Yeah.
And then the exit's somewhere over here.
Yeah, basically it's straight down.
In which case, it's probably better we take that extra step just so we're a bit closer.
Alright. End of your turn. Not very
Another 6.
Please tell me you rolled a 1. That's why you're laughing. You're laughing because you're sad.
You have to have to find out.
Oh.
Alright. Then on Arbiter's go, he's going to. You gave him too much speed, did I? So he's going to dash action here. See you progressing out of the now free south door, and then he's going to use 2 sorcery points to quicken a spell.
How dare you, sir? That's my thing.
He's going to fire an Eldritch Blast at each of you.
Well, crud.
Like
Hey,
as
Can you use sorcery points on Warlock things?
You can use them on any
Yes.
spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as he kind of emerges through the wall, like walking at a brisk pace, you see that in his right hand is what appears to be a glaive with a long standard banner which bears the symbol of the sovereign hand. And as he sees you making your escape through a now free corridor, he raises his hand and fires out 3 eldritch blasts.
I can finally use this. Silvery barbs.
Okay.
Well, he's got to roll them first.
That's true.
Yeah. So, first off, one against Max. 29 for 7.
Yeah.
Let me silvery barbs that one.
Okay.
He has to re-roll it and use that lower roll.
Okay. Let me just check and see how far away you are from him as well. Oh yeah, even like I think if there was a range on silvery bars, it would be 60 feet.
It is 60 feet.
I think it's the
It
same
is
as
60
Smash
feet
Ball.
specifically if a creature I can see within 60 feet of myself.
Okay, so re-rolling against Max. 22.
That still hits. My AC 16.
Alright, so that's
Yeah,
7
makes sense.
force damage from the first
I
damage
keep
roll.
Dragon's Breath Whip.
Okay. Against Hikan.
Nope.
16 doesn't hit. Against Renji. Natural 20 for 14.
Ouch.
Okay. Yeah, and I have no reaction, so I can't uncanny dodge that.
Okay. And that will be Arbiter's turn. Nihilus's go. Nihilus has a wall behind him, so he can't really... Like, it's still an illusory wall. He
Mhm.
can't see through it in order to do anything with it, so he's going to... continue being carried by Zayden, but he will ready an action to shoot at anything hostile that emerges in any direction. Hikan.
Okay. I would like us all to get out of here as fast as possible, and I know I can fucking move with the best of them. I'm gonna punch the one next to Max. 27 for 8.
That hits, but doesn't kill.
I'm gonna take a chance here.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, as I sit there and I kind of swing forward, punch the ghost, and the Eldritch Blast comes in, and I take it with one hand, bapping it out of the way, as I look right at the Arbiter, and I yeet a javelin of lightning.
Okay. Let's see.
Don't know if an 18 hits, though. 'Cause he is in plate mail.
I think it does. Checking this correctly. Yes.
Oh.
So that would be. So he needs to do a dex save.
Mm-hmm. He does take 28 damage.
That'd be 30, 42 total. As the javelin sails through the air with a crackle, slams into him, hitting him for a grievous amount of damage. But as you hit him, he slams the standard into the ground beneath him, and a snake of hellish energy rushes from his feet directly to yours as he casts... Oh wait, how long is that? 60 feet.
I'm in range.
You are in range. He casts Hellish Rebuke upon you with a 5th level slot.
That's a dex save, right?
Yes.
Okay, gotta make an 18. 7 or higher. Let's go. 19.
Hey.
I give him the
Nice.
double bird.
You take nothing as you maneuver out of the way of this hellish pillar of
Dodge
flame.
it like Neo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, grand. Nice one.
Bonus action.
Yep.
Punch the last guy for 8 more damage.
Okay, so is that the one beneath
That's
you?
the one next to Max. I want to get rid of them so we,
Okay.
to the best of my ability.
Alright, so takes 8 points of damage, is still ups.
Mm-hmm. Now that he sees that, I will say, okay, let's go. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait though. I don't want to take 2 attacks of opportunity.
Okay. Max.
Venture over here a little bit. Oh look, come. Go, Dragon's Breath. 17 damage. DC 20 dex save.
Okay. That's the first one. Second one, so they both fail. The one that Hikan has been punching is immediately destroyed.
Excellent.
The one below him is still up.
Bonus action. I will use the last dregs of my sorcery points and a 4th level spell slot that I still have. Throw a lightning bolt at the Arbiter.
Okay.
Okay.
So I can't actually see. Where is the Arbiter in this turn?
The Arbiter is.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's see. 90 feet away from you.
Oh, he went all the way north. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he came in the same door we did.
Fails and
Makes
takes
sense.
39 points of lightning damage.
He can't.
Then I will... I'm gonna try and stay with these guys and move here.
Okay. Renji.
Renji will look over to the Arbiter and seeing him approach, like rushing within that hellish rebuke, start muttering in Twilight. And around the Arbiter in a 30-foot cube that only hits the Arbiter, patterns of Twilight writing start appearing.
Okay.
And they cause the eyes to swirl and swim as I cast
Yay.
Hypnotic Pattern.
Okay. Okay, so because of a magical effect, like as you cast this magical effect, you can see that there's a part of your magic that begins to decay around him as it's being cast. It does give him advantage on saves against magical effects.
No!
Just the lightning bolt, he didn't roll either a success on either of those
No.
rolls.
Yeah.
So he manages to avoid it for now as the magic literally decays around him and is unable to properly take hold on him.
Okay. Then, let's see. Sign is there. I will move over here. And I think that's going to be my turn.
Okay. The soul specters go in this room. Actually, what I'll do is I'll move the other ones first. So a trio of specters will dash action into the room from behind where the Arbiter was. It seems a bunch of them had ultimately decided to surround and protect their master in some way, shape, or form. But they can't reach you guys anyway, so it's just this one duder who's going to be attacking the... let's see, who would he go for in this instance?
I'm shiny.
You are shiny, yes.
We did just hit him a couple times, though, and I flipped him off.
Yeah, I will flip a coin for it. Heads, Renji.
I hit him with
tails,
lightning, but I'm
Niles.
also not right next to him.
It is heads.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and grasp out at the very shiny boy. I don't think a 14 hits though, so you're good.
It does not.
So that'll
Our
be-
AC is at its default 22.
I know. But it's like I can't decide that. It's one of the...
Tank, Bard.
Zayden.
Viden will ask Nihilus if he feels capable of getting out on his own now.
I will try, but what about you?
I'll be fine. I
Okay.
need to back them up.
So Nihilus will remain where he is while you do your thing.
I will head back through the wall. Go, oh hey, I can see you. How far do I have to get? I have to get to there. Yes, I'll get here. And I will inflict upon the Arbiter a pain most vile.
Buns?
4th level heat metal
Eh,
Okay.
Oh!
on his plate armor that he cannot drop.
So, no saving throw, right?
No saving throw.
Okay. Oh, no saving throw. Oh, right, okay.
yeah,
He simply takes the damage.
the con save is to hold the item,
Yeah.
but because it's plate mail, he can't drop it.
Yeah.
He simply takes the damage and automatically has disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks.
Oh, that is good.
Heat mail's a good spell.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
You just don't get many opportunities to use it.
I used this in a non-D&D game
So-
where I was
Let me not
playing
lose
playing
my-
masks,
This.
Ah.
It's fine.
and my hero had the ability to change their shape and heliokinesis, so they could be a blob of sunlight.
eh.
Then I'll take a step back over here.
And yes, she was named Charisma.
Alright.
Eh.
So, at the end of your turn, at the end of your turn, more spectral forces begin to apparate around him. Roll fairly high on this one.
Yeah.
And then on his turn, it's the start of his turn, he takes the damage, right?
No, it's when I cast it and when I do the bonus action.
Okay. So he's going to wander forward. Basic movement. The armor on him smoldering and smoking from the heat that you've applied. He stares at you, Zayden, and he'll raise his own hand to cast a spell upon you as necrotic energies begin to seep into your very bones. I would like my own Constitution saving throw, please.
No, Blight.
Rend of Nazgradar.
Oh.
15.
Okay, so you take 28 necrotic damage now. And you have disadvantage on strength and dexterity skill checks, and your movement speed is reduced to 10 feet as rapid onset decay racks your entire body with pain.
I maintain the heat metal though.
Okay. It's just a fuck you battle, like from two different sides.
Yeah.
So, with that done, Nihilus will do as instructed and make his way out as best he can.
It will make like a tree.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But that would be the end of his turn. Hikan.
How bad does the Arbiter look right now?
He looks pretty bad, to be honest.
But on the other hand, he looks hot.
That's a matter of opinion, I think.
I'll step
Heat
there.
metal makes him look hot.
Yeah.
Unarmed strike. 27 for 13 on that guy.
That is the end of that guy.
I want to go fuck him up.
I think we probably can.
I'm gonna go fuck him up, so...
Alright, so that was 10 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I don't know why I'm measuring. And then just kind of like roundhouse kick the ghoul or the specter, and then just yeet upwards in a flash of motion as it's a kidney punch.
Okay, so that's 14 total damage. Pang, pang! As you beat into him.
I think at this point, in regards to what Hikan's doing, the only time that you guys have seen him like this is when Gorespire fled.
Oh. Oh no.
But yeah, that is a action bonus action. So
Max.
Speaking of boys who are upset. Oh boy, another line? You shouldn't have. If only I'd had a 4th level spell slot left. Oh wait.
Hey.
Okay, so Arbiter's
Last
deck
one.
save. Made at advantage. Still 10.
Yeah.
And then the specters who
Anyone's
have
in there?
to
Okay, so that
make
should
a-
be 34 damage, I think. No, 35, because the extra dice is also 1.
Okay. Alright, let's see. So... both these specters have failed, so both these specters are gonzo, and the Arbiter is like crackling with lightning, smoldering from the heat, still like standing tall with, you know, it's unknown as to whether or not he too is an undead creature, or if he just is so devout that he
We'll
is...
soon find out.
Ash just looks at Renji and says, "Get him!"
Okay. Renji.
Can he make a con save for his
Oh,
concentration?
yeah. That's a good point. I will make him do that.
recon saves 2 with disadvantage
Oh yeah,
because of Mage Slayer.
that'd be 4 then. Oh no, 3, yeah.
Yeah, I don't get 1.
So he saves against the martial arts.
Mhm.
Well, that's a good con.
23.
Okay.
That's the pass.
He's
Yeah, that's
16.
pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's maintained
Paladin.
concentration.
Ah,
Okay. Renji.
Yeah, Renji is just a ball of emotions right now, and he is going to jump across like, this was a guillotine, right?
It was it's rubble
It's
now,
gallows.
but it's like
Yeah,
a
it
gallows.
Was
yeah.
gallows.
Jumps over the rubble and starts striking the Arbiter twice with super advantage.
we're about to.
26.
Okay.
Is the Arbiter undead?
Oddly enough, no.
Okay. In that case, it's
Hypocrite.
only 29.
Okay.
29?
Radiant damage and sneak attack damage. No,
Oh yeah,
not-
29. 29. Yeah.
Yes, because I have advantage. And then second one is 24 for 14.
Okay. So as you surge through, blade cutting through the now superheated metal, crackling with lightning, how do you want to do this?
Yeah.
I think the first strike is going straight through his cuirass.
Uh-huh.
And then as I see how close how close we are to finishing him off, the second strike goes through the chest part, the breastplate. And Renji has tears in his eyes, streaming down his cheeks. And he says, "You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have hit my dad."
It's difficult to tell the countenance of a man whose face is entirely encased in metal, as steaming hot as it is. He weakly tries to grasp to you, but eventually just kind of loses.
If he tries to grasp me, I want to cut off his hand.
Okay, you slice off his hand, and like all function and power from this guy just immediately is gone. He tumbles to the ground in a loud clatter of metal. Zayden, you feel the magical energies leave you as the effect of his spell is removed.
May I
Unfortunately.
say something?
Sure.
I turn to the remaining specters, and I call out, voice cracking, breaking, as I try to contain everything that's been going on. And I shout, "Be ye Sheikah spirits, or brought here by this one from other places, you better leave now."
Okay. I will say that the response you get from that one is that they do pause a moment. In fact, I will even have the music stop as combat comes to a close.
Texas just brace to breathe lightning at them if they try and attack.
The specters
I didn't expect
seem
that to work.
conflicted. Entirely, like, there's passive insights all around can tell whether or not they want to maintain their undeath. It's hard for them because not simply because they're weighing like the risk reward of continuing this fight. It's entirely because they're trying to wrestle like a sense of primal fear and dread within them is wrestling against the fact that they have no free will of their own. But with the death of the Arbiter, there's some kind of disconnect from them, and they pause for a moment. There's this kind of eerie silence that dominates the room as the specter that's right in front of you, Renji, is just kind of like assessing itself.
I think just because I just cut off the Arbiter's hand, the blade of aspiration is just hanging in the air in front of the specter.
Yeah.
Burning.
Haven't been a bit closer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Begin to kind of like think and even start looking to each other briefly before a voice enters the room, simply says,
"How very disappointing."
You're hearing this too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank goodness.
To think I made an error in judgment in putting faith of some description into one whose heart still beat in their chest and their mind was still their own.
With all due respect, guys, I think we should get the fuck out of here.
Yep, okay.
That's gonna look up towards wherever the fuck that voice is coming from and just still glowing. Say, if you can't control people without mind controlling them, you're not much of a leader. I'm gonna head out.
If you insist, then I never claimed to be any form of leader. Free will is a fundamental flaw, a disease. This idea of independent thought and emotion hampers people's usefulness. But still, these ones knew the risk.
as he says that, the specters behind you, like as you're leaving, suddenly kind of like become roiled in pain and begin screeching unearthly at the top of whatever used to be their lungs before eventually they just are eliminated. moments later, those of you attuned with magical capabilities, which I think is all of you in some way, shape, or form,
At least a little bit.
can see something within the corpse of the Arbiter move, and then out from it is also this semi-amorphous ball of light that is shaking and jittering and pulling itself apart before it too gone. People are free to make Arcana or Religion checks if they would like to see exactly what it was.
Absolutely. What the fuck?
23
I put the wrong
religion.
thing.
Okay, yep. Renji is not on top of his game right now. That is a natural 24. A
That's just like,
natural
Fuck
1
it.
for 13.
that's just like,
Fuck
yeah,
it.
that was probably magic.
Wadden, not natural.
Yay!
Zayden, your experience with your years of experience and your knowledge of the spiritual and everything, and the fact that you were very, very recently pulled a soul out from its destination to the Plains of Lament and put it back into the body where it came from, you believe you just witnessed Nazgradar, whatever, or at least if this voice is Nazgradar, destroy 6 souls that were in this room. There is now no capability that any of them can come back or go to a destined afterlife or anything. They are gone.
I don't know what I'm saying. He shattered their spirits.
I sort of just a point in the general
Bastard.
direction of where he thinks the Arbiter's voice is coming from. And just use this last 3rd level slot to fire another lightning bolt.
Yeah. It's hard to aim for the most part, given that
Just probably up toward the ceiling somewhere.
Yeah, there's a a crumbling of stone and like a cloud of masonry and stuff that just emerges from this bolt of this hole in the ceiling that is now been carved by this lightning bolt.
And then continue leading.
Yeah, I was gonna say some of the stuff is going on. Hikan is not walking. Hikan is sprinting because he's the one that heard what Marta said.
Yeah.
So I'm going straight up back through Zelish's.
Yeah. As you begin to so you're running, Max is walking.
Angrily stomping.
Renji and Zayden, are you sticking around or are you?
I am getting out of here.
You're getting.
You got
We
yourself
should
in your
probably take the Arbiter's body as well.
Might actually be a good idea.
Chuck it in one of the walls of fire.
Well, we
I'll
want to
take care
like
of it.
we want to like have it so we can say, "Hey, look, this guy is actually dead," and yada yada to the people in charge.
I guess, but like, do they even know what he looks like?
It'll be
Doesn't
useful as
matter.
well for like screwing with the cult, saying, "Yeah, your leader's gone."
Can we take a token?
Like his weapon.
You did
Like-
cut his hand off.
Got a
Yes.
slave too.
Also the glaive, yeah. We could use that. We got
Ooh.
one corpse already, we don't need to.
I actually, I would like to grab that glaive and, I blink, my eyes go pixeled as I cast Identify.
Okay. You have acquired a glaive, a +2 glaive called the Sovereign Standard. Basically, it does this, which is to say, a +2 attack bonus to attack and damage rolls. It also does an additional 2d8 necrotic damage. The user heals the number of points equal to the necrotic damage dealt.
Anyone here have the ability to use a glaive?
No, I don't think any of you do.
I
Benji
know.
does.
Use martial weapons.
I've got those.
I can use some simple weapons, not even all of them.
Technically, I can use it,
Okay.
but I already have
There
a
you go.
+2 bonus weapon.
Yeah.
Look at
It's
them
also-
proficiencies.
It's also a glaive. It's a two-hander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say we bring it to Uriel and see what he can offer for it. Because we have money needs.
How many rounds happen as he go up the stairs? Because I still have regenerate on.
You're going to be able to get to the top of the stairs in less than an hour.
Right,
Way less than an
but-
hour. I'd say.
Yeah, you're going to be at full health, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'd say full health. It's going to be, it's
I'm currently 59.
longest it will be is like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That's like 50 rounds. That's
Yeah.
Okay.
Lots of heals.
We do love free healthcare.
Yeah, it's great.
So we're just taking the glaive in his hand, not the whole body?
Chuck it in the wall of
offer
fire.
free healthcare.
Can we fit? Can we put his body in another bag of holding? I have a bag of holding.
if you
Look, you can
want
keep
to.
it if you want, but I'm not taking it.
But also
Yeah.
Alfred's commiserations.
Okay, I put that in my list of stuff. Arbiter's corpse -1 hand.
Okay. So you grab the stuff and you head out. As you do, and you leave this room of fire and death and awfulness. The scene kind of fades out into this darkness as a voice says that you cannot hear. Simply says,
Love that.
They know the price of their loyalty, and soon these ones will know the price of their interference.
and so it is.
Unfortunately, we really couldn't understand that.
Oh, you
These
couldn't
ones
understand
knew
that.
the
No,
price
like,
of
their loyalty.
The
These-
reverb's too heavy, I think.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, I'm
These
sorry.
These ones knew the price of their loyalty, and soon these ones will know the price of their interference.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I need to turn it down a little bit.
Yeah, I'll mess with the voice mod thing a little bit later after.
We can do after session and listen to one that sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you make your way back up topside.
Yeah, what's
As
Mara
you
up to?
as you do, you see within the courtyard there's a number of you hop back up into Zelish's home. In the main area, you see what appears to be two battered Sheikah and another Sheikah ninjas, and another one that is currently being assaulted by Mara as she's frantically just beating it with the mace until making sure it stops moving. Is looks up and says, "Oh, good.
What is going on
Okay.
here?
The Arbiter, I think he."
Yeah, he's dead.
Okay. He kind of turns rather disappointedly at these three and says, They tried to stop him and he turned them.
Oh, crud. Can we see that they're zombies?
Yeah, a closer inspection, it's clear that they were zombies.
Are there anything others around we can see?
Give me a perception check.
20.
26.
With a 20 and a 26, you carefully scout around, do whatever needs to be done in order to make sure things are all right, and there doesn't appear to be any more undead. Though there are a lot of very curious and concerned townsfolk who are just kind of peering. You can see just down the lane, from the front door of Zelish's home, they're just peering out as a couple of other Sheikah who are armed and armored are kind of just keeping people at bay. Even from a previous cursory examination, you can quite clearly see that these zombies were not felled entirely by Mara's hand. There are weapon marks there that are knives and bows and all that kind of stuff that helped in that.
We sent Nihilus up.
Send Nihilus up. Yeah, he's just kind of he had by the time he arrived, they were being dealt with. Mara was just being very thorough, and just
You gotta.
is
Excellent.
leaning on
Double
one of
tap.
the walls. She'll turn to look at all of you and say, "Oh God," and will immediately begin reaching into a pack for healing potions to distribute them out. Everyone gains a greater healing potion that they can use if they need to.
Well,
But yeah.
I will stockpile that.
Yeah.
yeah.
But what happened?
I think we just fill her in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think on the way to Nilus's home, I think.
Yeah. So you guys go to the home of the Voxes. As you kind of like head inside, Nihilus being like with it now with guests, Nihilus will busy himself trying to make some kind of refreshments or stuff. He seems still
will
kind of
help.
out of it a bit, but he's
Yeah.
He does eventually come back in with like a set of tea and everything, just put it down, and then like without the normal decorum that should be accustomed to someone of his standing, he just flops down onto a cushion and just like
With that, I think Renji will try and like mimic the voice of like one of his older like teachers that taught him like etiquette and courtly matters, and just like start giving this whole spiel, this sermon about proper tea ceremony etiquette and how you should sit, and then I will also plop down.
Yeah. Niles will kind of look over and watch, and he's gonna insight you at that moment.
Yeah.
Like he can tell that it's been a day for everybody, but in that moment in time, what exactly is like? Is there like a practiced begrudging nature to it, as if it's like something that he is something that has been forcibly beaten into his head, or is it something that he somewhat enjoys doing, the whole tea ceremony stuff?
I think Renji is it's very much like I can do all of this etiquette stuff not because I want to, but because it was expected of me. And this is Renji's crude way of trying to lighten the mood.
And he'll quirk a brow, and he'll kind of analyze you for a bit as you go through it. As you sit down, he kind of nods and says, "Thank you." And Nias will sit a bit straighter, but he'll.
Well, I will plop down as unceremoniously as he did. That's
oh,
like
okay.
the whole
Well,
thing.
at that point, he'll remain as lackadaisical as he is, but he'll just kind of like nod and say, "Thank you."
I hadn't really wanted this reunion, for lack of a better term, to turn out like this.
You needn't worry, Renji. There is perhaps a lot to discuss, but that can be saved for another day. I do not think anybody in this room has the energy or the desire to do such a thing.
I second this. Yes.
Mara will say, "Is I feel a bit useless here. Is there anything I can do to? I don't know."
What do I know about Sheikah burying ceremonies as descendant of the Guardians of the Shadow Temple?
I will give this to you for free, because I would. Chances are, if I was to attribute a roll to it, it would be in your worst stat, and that would
Yep,
be unfair.
100%.
So, for the most part, it's not like the Sheikah have had to contend with undead, especially not on this scale before. So many people who die are buried within the graveyard of Kakariko. They are individuals who have passed in some form of service to the royal family and to the Sheikah tradition and all that kind of stuff. But the actual burying rite would be that it would it essentially it's a long protracted thing to protect the spirit on its journey to the next life. It would essentially be a whole day worth of rituals and chants and incense and stuff. It's not necessarily for the sake of like tradition, more that it is a necessary precaution, given that the Sheikah have been protecting the royal family from waves of darkness for millennia by this point. So it's like just practiced caution, even though in certain instances this hasn't really done as well as they would like it to.
So, if that is the case, especially because we now have 4 Sheikah bodies to take care of, I'll just kind of start going
One of
with.
which is very gross.
Yeah, I'll just start going with Mara, and I think after like having a cup of tea, if we need to go inform people to help with this, we will do so.
Yeah. Like even as Mara asks, Nihilus will hold up a hand and say, maybe, but not now. Let us recoup.
Max raises a hand, says, "My bag is full of corpse."
Oh,
Kind of like Nihilus, who I think was probably a bit distracted when you did that. It's like, what?
It was
Zealous.
when we did that.
Zealous, she's in my bag.
shall we for the meantime for one cup of tea, and I look at Mara, fulfill the function of being a guest at my house.
Okay. She'll sit back down. Nihilus will say, thank you, all of you. And he kind
Have
of
you
like,
thought about retirement?
My eyes are wide.
Nihilus kind of like says, given certain circumstances, I do not know whether or not I would have any choice in the matter.
Well, you're gonna need a new boss now.
That will be a long process. But
Is there any in the Sheikah that has the same training as Zelish? Like, not even experience, but
Magic.
technically within that very same, like, as far as magic, no. There's never been a wizard quite like Zelish within the Sheikah. As far as like role as advisor / bodyguard / whatever it is, Nihilus does hold seniority in that factor. While there is like a group of elders, they act as more of a advisory sort of thing, as opposed to a proper Nucratic council sort of thing. So when this is kind of brought up, Nihilus will simply say, even if there is a need or a decision made as to who would be given designated leadership of the Sheikah, we are going to be rudderless for some time. There needs to be someone here who is able to do some form of guiding, and he kind of shakes his head a bit and says, as paltry as Sofiti's disguise is,
The only thing I had.
a part of me believes that so many Sheikah within the castle doing this very thing may need something of a reassessment. There are only two directions that we can go in from here. It's either reduce the number of us who are in the castle and keep the rest of us here or in other locations where we can act as information gatherers and scouts and researchers, and or just people to help support the communities. Or we increase the number of Sheikah in the castle, which may become a bit heavy-handed. And I worry that that might be a contributing factor towards the rift that was caused by the interlopers so many years ago. Besides, Impa and Alea are very, very capable people. I would trust them in every capacity. And I am tired. I think my tenure in this sort of occupation has run its course. Even in any capacity, my intention is to go back to the castle only to collect your mother, he says, looking to Renji. Says, then we'll be coming back here to help rebuild, so to speak.
Would it be safe for the both of you?
I don't know. But that same danger, given how prevalent things have, like how mobile many of these very recent threats have become, I don't know if there's going to be anywhere that is safe. So why not do so in the comfort of our own home?
Right. Yeah. This is...
Whatever the case may be, I do not think it is wise to maintain Zelish's memory and position at this point. We'll remember him as he was in life for the longest time, but not as he was recently. Or at least we will remember him in that fashion, but that's a cautionary tale. But we cannot bring him back. He was a man in pain, and it would be cruel to bring him back into that pain. And there are so many things that need to be cleared up now. The house that he once lived in can no longer stand. So we'll have to perhaps remove that and seal what was once his basement, for lack of a better term.
I suppose so. The access to the temple should be
I don't think that
guarded
went to
or
the
covered
temple.
up, or...
Oh, you mean the basement, sorry. I misunderstood.
Sorry, yes.
We will confer with the custodians of the Shadow Temple to ensure that whatever access that chamber has to the temple is appropriately cut off. And it sits awkwardly in silence for a time.
As soon as I've had enough time for a short rest, then I'll get started with Mara on decorpsifying Max's bag.
Yeah, as like
I also
as
would
I'll
like
go.
a
I'll
short
go.
rest.
I'll go with you guys.
yeah,
I think
As a-
that would leave Nihilus and Renji,
yeah.
Sidon is.
unless Sidon
Kinda
wants to
gotta
stay.
Okay.
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 Makes it a
Gotta talk to your
little
dad.
less awkward.
Yeah.
kind of like depart, and it's just left you two alone in this home.
I don't know what it says about me. That seeing you fall was what was needed to, I don't know, scare me straight.
Renji, might I ask you something?
Can't say I'll answer truthfully, but yes.
If you were not to consider the expectations of myself or your mother, the expectations of this kingdom, of your friends, or anything within our society as a whole, what would you want to do with your life? And I don't mean that in a condescending or any aspect thing, and I don't expect a full answer now. Or ever, if you do not wish to give one. But I suppose my question is, would it be would it be the opposition of what you are doing now? So I wouldn't say, like, would it be the same? I would mean, would it be the exact opposite? Like, would you actively wish harm on others?
No.
Right. I am a foolish, scared old man. Even if I am in my 40s. But I have every faith in you. I might be rough around the edges or aggressive and shouty, for lack of a better term, when it comes to things that you may have done or may even will do in your lifetime. But that is because in my eyes you are still the young, curious little man, young, curious little boy that was quite possibly the greatest thing that has ever happened to me. It doesn't matter what power you use, what direction you go into. I know that you, Renji Vox, have a kind, active, courageous heart. And I will always be proud of you, no matter what it is that I may say or do. Even if it might seem contrary to it, you will always be my son. So, I suppose in my dwindling authority as one of the heads of your task force, I offer this opportunity to you. If you wish to hang up your sword or do anything else with your life, even at this moment, I will do everything in my power to ensure that you are able to do so. And I will always, always be proud of you, no matter what your decision would be.
I'm too tired to mask. And so I look at my dad and I say, do you really want an answer, or did you just want to say that?
Perhaps a little more of the second. As for an answer, again, you do not have to make that decision now. If you want to continue, and until a certain point where you can't take it anymore, then to hell with anyone else's opinions of you. You can take a rest. But if you wish to continue, then I will do everything in my power as your father, as a custodian of the royal family, anything to enable you to be able to succeed in this task. I just feel like I have not said that how proud I am of you enough, and I am making up for lost time.
Had you said this before all this madness, I would probably have asked to do otherwise. But right now, I cannot hang up the sword. I cannot take off the armor. Making eye contact, I say, I need to be with the Storm's Eye so we can set things right. And when finally there will be peace in Hyrule, I think I would prefer to spend my days with a book and with some theorems and I'd see Miss Pastor Simeon again and just learn and not have to fight and make it that I can improve the lives of others and not just avenge them or protect them, but make a difference. Like Mom does with the elders, and like you've done with the princess. I've seen how you've treated her as well, and sometimes I felt jealous because she seemed to be your daughter, but not my sister.
I cannot apologize enough for that. I swear on my soul that we will get you to that point. While you are a member of the Storm's Eye, you will have my blade, you will have my eyes, you will have every resource I can muster. And then, when peace is finally achieved, I will continue to do everything in my power to ensure that you have what you desire. May the gods strike me down if I ever fail to do otherwise.
There is more restraint now. And I nod. I say, we will have need of you, yes. We will have need of everything.
Indeed.
More tea?
More tea.
Hmm.
And that is where we will end the session for tonight.
I get to keep this corpse in my bag for 2 more weeks.
I don't know if I've ever gotten so close to tears.
There it is.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh dear. Thank you everybody so much for listening and watching and everything. I am ArticulateT, the Game Master of Hyrule Chronicles, Legend of Zelda, Dungeons & Dragons campaign, and with me as always, played by Nether, Renji Vox.
Good night. Sleep well.
Played by Alvarant's Hikan Sio.
Good night.
Played by Rubber Pirate, Zaiden Shari.
Sleep well.
And played by Keistrith, Max.
Sleep poorly, actually. I'm gonna go
I
against the
know.
rest of the crowd.
Don't do
Don't
that.
need wishes for that.
I will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Bye bye now.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.